Yo guys, how's it going?
Stop. Can you reorganize the bottom?
What's up, my fellow guys?
What's up, my homie?
In the quarantine, I've had a lot of time to think. Like, a lot of time. And so with that time, I thought that maybe we can make a tier list of all the killers that we think would be good, from S to F. We can make it like our own ranking system. What do you guys think?
I think this is a totally original thought.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever
Totally original.
So we'll start from the first killer ever created by our Lord and Savior, the Entity, and we will go all the way down to. We will go all the way
I like how you do it in order, Grant.
to the newest guy.
Can you stroke your cock on camera a little more, please?
Actually,
Just a little bit more.
hold on.
Ew, that sounded mechanical.
I don't like that. For me, I think Trapper, personally, is like a B or a C. Like, I
agree.
never had a lot of great success with Trapper.
Are you kidding? Connor and James hit traps every match. This guy's an A or B.
That is because we are bad.
Yeah.
That is not because Trapper is good.
I would give him.
We think
I would give
let's
him,
give him B.
B.
I mean, I was saying B.
I would give him B
Yeah.
just because I've potatoed against him many times. But if you know what to look for, it's pretty easy to like avoid it.
Yeah.
Also, we're a Survivor Friends group, so we kill Trappers. Like, we murder Trappers.
Oh yeah.
Right.
F tier.
I would say D.
S tier. S tier, easy.
I would also say D tier because it's his power makes it not great to catch
That's
survivors.
D for delicious. It's right above S tier.
No, yeah, you're right there. He's got them legs.
Billy.
Billy's A or S. for sure.
Definitely S.
Yeah, a good Billy can
I'd
snipe
say-
you from across the map.
Yeah, I'd say S because he has so much map pressure and insta downs
Yeah.
together. It's kind of crazy.
It's between the mobility and the insta down. Yeah.
Nurse.
Good
I'd say
nurse,
A.
or S.
I would only say A because it does come down to your playability.
Yeah.
Against a good nurse, you lose. Against a bad nurse, you still probably lose. So I would say it's probably A.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have been screwed by many a good nurse and have walked all over many a bad nurse.
Yes.
Mikey. I think Mikey's towards the top.
I would say he's an A or a B. The thing is that he does have the insta downs and he can have that for a while. But the thing is that he is only slightly faster in tier 3, and that's really his only map pressure.
I lean A at the point. It sounds like it looks like you're saying B.
No, I would also lean A. I agree with what Connor's
Yeah.
saying, but in the same breath, like, he has the versatility of being able to do the Peekaboo Meyer setup, where he can just be sneaky the whole time, or go into, like, you know, a faster tier 3 insta down setup. So he's got, like, a lot of variability there.
Yeah.
Whether
or
it's map
Tombstone.
pressure or not, he's one of the fun and scariest killers to play against. I think he should be A.
Yeah.
That's
Just
that's
out of
true,
that,
too.
it by itself.
That's true too. Haggy, the crouch queen.
Jeez. I would either do hard C or D for Hag. I mean, like, you can get rolled by a Hag, but like, I also think we're a Survivor Threads group. We can also roll a Hag. Like,
Yeah.
I'll
I'd say like maybe a C.
I'll give her a C just because when you're not thinking about it, a hag can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Kind of like Trapper, but with Trapper you get damaged on a trap being sprung. A hag, she pops up, and it doesn't necessarily.
Trapper's
mean
also
damage.
fast. Like, Trapper doesn't need his traps to win, and I think Hag leans a lot on her traps to win.
Yeah, and she's also got like really good defense if you get somebody in the basement, kind of like Trapper does. I would say, like, aside from Bubba, she's got like the best basement plays.
The Doctor. So the Doctor,
Doctor.
in my opinion, is definitely S tier, especially with the new rework, just because of his ability to find survivors, his ability to keep pressure, all that, everything.
I would agree, and I'm honestly kind of glad to have a killer that I would think is S tier that doesn't have an insta down.
I was gonna say A.
I do think he has a lot of pressure, but I think I'm also leaning more toward A, because, like, I mean, on bigger maps, it's really hard for him to do things successfully. I mean, yeah, like on Sanctum of Wrath, yeah, he can do some damage on Sanctum. I listed Doctor a lot on that map.
That's fair.
But he has abilities now to shut down loops and to put up map pressure. But without the insta down, I think that he is just an A.
I could see him being an S though. Like I could be persuaded.
I'm gonna
A would be fine.
The options.
Just say A.
I'll give him that. I'll give him that. He's very
he
good.
is really good and close to S tier, but I think just not having the insta down or his speed boost does make that difference.
Huntress.
You mean the college dorm refrigerator that fucking throws minivans across the map? Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I think off her hitbox alone, she's S tier.
Wow.
God damn.
I was gonna say B.
I would also say B. That's, I don't know. That's
A good Huntress is definitely S tier, but like normally what you find is like a decent B tier. I would agree with that too.
Yeah, I would say B tier too, because she's kind of like Nurse. She has a playstyle all her own, and you need to get good at that killer to be good at her.
Mm-hmm. One of Evan's favorite killers, and someone who I think looks a lot like Evan, Bubba.
Hey.
Bubba's from
Big Bubba.
Bubba's from Texas. That's the wrong end of the country there.
I actually had.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Bubba is. I personally think Bubba's a C.
Really?
I get.
Pure
Bubba
beer.
can continually down people like one after the other, which is strong. But like doesn't have a speed boost. Has literally the only map pressure he has is your survivor's altruism. We lose games against Bubba because we play too altruistically, not because of
That's
Bubba
fair.
actually rolls us.
I think he's a B tier.
I would also say he's B tier because he can. It's the fact he's one of the only killers that can multi down people.
He also has
That's fair.
B's in his name.
I would also say B tier for both of the reasons that Connor and Evan gave.
It's also like if of any killer, if you're gonna face one in the basement, Bubba is like the worst one to face in the basement.
Bubba's basement is bodacious, and that's why it's a B.
So Freddy.
On to Freddy.
Freddy's S tier.
F for Freddy.
S tier.
F for Freddy.
Here.
S tier.
Like,
Not even a.
Just for the chats for the survivors that go against Freddy, because he's just talking his shit.
My thing with Freddy is they went from like, I get that like they went from the worst killer to the best killer, and he does deserve that. But like, literally, they didn't know where to stop with Freddy, and that's my problem. He has everything. He has
Yeah.
background map pressure. He can teleport anywhere on the map. He can slow people down at loops, or he can make fake pallets, or he can never let you the dream. Like he does literally anything you want. It is insane.
And you always fall into the dream state, even if you're not.
You can't stop
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
Next would be the Ziggy Piggy.
As a Ziggy Piggy main, I would say C, because she's just
Yeah.
even if she gets a help on you, it's like 1
At some point, I would even
kill it.
look. I would even argue D without add-ons because like her crouch, she's slower than a survivor in her crouch. Like she loses
Yeah.
the spine chill. Like a survivor just running spine chill against Pig will always win. Like it.
I was gonna say
That's-
great.
That's fair, but I think that the lunge ability, as well as the ability to like sneak and apply pressure at endgame, I think gets her.
Yeah.
She doesn't
Like,
apply
the
that much
trap-
pressure anymore.
Well, the thing is, the
Yeah.
trap still causes you to waste time. Which if we're like comparing to like the other killer, like Wraith really doesn't have the pressure that she can at least provide a little bit.
Love my boy Ray.
Dave's gonna DC from this chat.
I already did. I'm not here. I'm a ghost.
Speaking of ghosts, you wouldn't stand a ghost of a chance against the clown.
Wow, wasting that one which spirit is the next one.
Ghostface. Like,
I would put Clown as D or F. That's
what?
just,
He's a B.
Yeah.
He's pretty
No,
good.
he's definitely
No,
a D or
dude.
an F.
dude. He had like as Clown, you could have perfect aim and it still just doesn't matter.
I would say
A
D.
pallet immediately ends your loop. Like, yeah, you have to break the pallet now, or you can slow them down. But either way, like, you're not gonna catch them unless it's. If it's a safe pallet, your power doesn't do anything to that pallet.
I mean, Clown gave us Pop Goes the Weasel, which is a great perk when used with other perks and other killers, but honestly on Clown, this is kind of where I feel as well, D.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like he literally, his ability is he has 4 chances to possibly give the survivor a 15% slowdown. And then at the end of those 4 chances, which I've been playing actually a lot of Adept Clown recently.
Oof.
You're gonna waste 2 of those bottles minimum to down a survivor, and then you're gonna waste 2 more, and then you have to waste another 4 or 5 seconds to try and recharge that. In which case, you were literally doing nothing and just sitting there. Yeah, he's bad. I love him, but he's not great.
Moving to my least favorite killer in the whole game, because she's awfully toxic as shit. Spirit is totally an S tier.
Speaking of Spirit, you wouldn't stand a ghost of a chance against the Spirit. Where do we think?
I would say S tier. S stands for Spirit, and she is toxic as shit. I hate her more than I hate Freddy. Like, I just do.
I would say A tier now, because she doesn't have collision on survivors anymore, so she can't just hit into them and just assume they're there. And also, her best add-on got nerfed, so that instead of not being able to hear her, you just hear her all across the map.
My thing is, as much as I'd like to put her in A tier, I think I get fucked by her passive phasing so many times. I can't head on spirits anymore. I just can't. They just stand still until they are in front of me because the passive phasing is so strong. But I would give Spirit S tier because you're not playing Dead by Daylight, you're gambling against Spirit.
Yeah, you're literally just gambling. It's a mind game against yourself.
It's not as fun as I wish it was.
Yeah, I agree. Spirit can be one of the worst killers because in terms of like knowing where they are and like hearing a heartbeat, knowing if it's going past you, you can't do that with the Spirit. The Spirit just goes away. I mean, even they did get rid of the silent haunting power, but even with that, like being able to see the killer is something that's very important in Dead by Daylight, and that's taken away. I mean, with Wraith, you can still see a little bit of like the invisibility, but with Spirit you can't. So.
Attacking Wraith. I feel that for Jacob now.
Yeah, speaking of Jacob, Jacob's favorite killer.
Jacob, why don't you tell us about Legion?
Yeah, so Legion's what happens when your video game company is trying too hard to appeal to angsty teenagers. Fuck Legion. If you're an angsty teenager, play Wraith. I like Wraith. Wraith's good. Do not play fucking Legion. Play Ghostface. Ghostface is cool, Legion.
So we're thinking like, what?
Legion's ass, dude. Legion fucking sucks. Every game against Legion is 30 minutes of me wanting to fucking die.
Yeah.
Get rid of Legion.
Legion is F tier. Can you change that to Legion?
Legion tier. Nothing is this bad. It's wasting time in an unproductive way. And that's what I hate about it. And also, like, Legion doesn't win games. Fucking self-caring randos kill games against Legion. That's how Legion wins.
So Plague.
The Plogway. The most relevant killer right now.
Honestly, mine is thought it's C.
I would argue B.
But I would say C.
I would argue B.
I'm gonna say something controversial. I'm gonna say D.
Oh my god.
Really?
I mean, so like, if she slightly hits you with her power, right, and then she forgets about you, you can fully heal yourself. And like, a lot of people don't do that, but like, a lot of people are very influenced by streamers and YouTubers. So like, when streamers and YouTubers came out, when she came out, everyone was saying, "Don't heal. There's no point." But now, like, now that you really think about it, yeah, the worst thing that happens is she gets her insta down, but it's a timed insta down. Like, once one person cleanses, just start cleansing. Like, it doesn't matter. She has to walk away to get it and then walk back. And if you're injured and you're in a chase with her, she's already gonna get you. But having the option to just completely heal yourself out of nowhere, I put her at D. I think that her power works against her. That's why I think she would be a D.
I'd say she'd be a C, at least, just because of the fact that, like, it's one of those things, it's causing the survivor to have to go do that. She has a lot of versatility in that she can apply her sickness to Jen to keep you from doing that. She can get that long-range puke to hit you down. Like, she's got a lot of potential to do different things, and she's a very unpredictable killer.
I agree. And I would also put her at C. Plague was one of the last adepts I had to get, and it was definitely one of the harder ones just because you could, like, you know, infect a survivor and then, you know, you lose them in the chase and then they can just automatically heal themselves at one of the fountains. And say you go and you get the corrupt power, then you can damage survivors, but it's still like, it's basically just like throwing a hatchet. I mean, it's like you can be less accurate and still hit, but it's kind of just a worse Huntress, which I think is why one grade down.
Yeah, I could do that.
Moving on.
The
face of the ghost.
He looks just like Legion.
Look at him.
I would say he's like a B or a C.
Really? I was gonna say like, I was gonna say A originally, but I guess not.
I would say A or B. I think
I'd say A or B.
Ghostface being able to turn off his tear radius but keep the same speed is really good. Being able to turn off his stain in a chase is really good. Being able to insta down, like having, yeah, he loses it if he gets spotted, but like, if you get good as Ghostface, you don't have to worry about that. But also, if you get spotted, it shows you where you got spotted from. Yeah. I would say he's A or B because that's all before you even consider the insta down part of his ability.
Yeah, he's stealthy and he has instas, and if you break his stealth, he knows where you are.
He can teabag. Put that bitch at A.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
All right.
I can't argue with that at all. Speaking of teabagging, the teabag king, the Demogorgon.
Pig should be B.
You're right.
No.
Demi Demogorgon. I personally would say B because of the ability to have map pressure with her portals or its portals, and the lunge is really good too. That breaks pallet to the shred action, as well as I think just generally the Demogorgon has a longer lunge. So I would say B personally.
So actually, no killer has a longer lunge aside from Mikey in tier 3.
The shred lunge.
Well, yeah, if you're talking about like the actual like shred, then yeah.
James, don't do it. Please.
I was gonna say C as well.
I was gonna say C or D.
I would say C.
I mean, like, I think that you can, if you're a good survivor against Demogorgon, if you recognize that they've placed a bad portal, they can't pick it back up. So their portals can work against them. And like, when there's 3 gens left and they have like 5 gens on the other side of the map, 5 spots on the other side of the map that are down, those are now dead, and now all the Demogorgon has is its lunge. So I don't know. I think you have to play almost a damn near perfect game to win with Demogorgon.
I'll give him C.
Yeah, because like Jacob was saying, his portals, like if you play some poorly, like a survivors can punish you for that, and then you essentially lose part of your ability.
Yeah, unlike Freddy, you can't break generators, so. You can finish them, but they still cannot be like generally broken. So, moving on to the Oni, I think one of the newest, definitely one of the newest killers, obviously, but I think one of the best killers. I think it combines different aspects of the killers that are already out into something that's kind of created a new meta, if you will. So I would personally say A.
I would say A, if not S, but more A.
I would say A as well. Like he's really strong. He can have that insta down, but he doesn't always have access to it. And he can definitely snowball.
Yeah, I just said snowball map pleasure, and I hate myself. But he can snowball really easily. Like I think the biggest thing that keeps him from S is that if you have a really long chase at the beginning where you don't get the hit, then you're automatically behind. You almost need a hit in the first 30 seconds, otherwise your game is gonna suffer.
Yeah.
But once you get that hit, you have so much map pressure.
And to the last killer, I think this is one of the funnest killers to play in DBD right now, in my opinion. The Death Slinger.
I'd say a solid B.
I actually completely agree.
He's not amazing, but like he's so good at the same time.
He can shut down unsafe loops incredibly fast.
Yeah, that's the thing. I really want to say he could be A in the right hands, but I think B is probably more accurate. Like, he's a solid B.
I would agree.
Yeah. Not a lot of map pressure, but very good at looping.
I also want to say that I think these are some of the funnest killers to play in B.
Oh yeah.
For different reasons, which is funny.
Smile at that D tier real quick though.
D tier,
right there.
Honestly, everything but Legion is probably a fun killer to play.
Everything D and above, great. Ow.
Okay, so that's our list, and it's actually 100% right. We asked NASA, and they're smart, and they said that this is the right list. So
NASA plays DBD?
No, but they think we're right.
The national,
NASA,
amazing.
Clapping association. They clap cheeks, and
so do we.
Yeah.
Favorite tiers or A tier and S tier?
Well, obviously. That's the point. Well, thank you guys for watching. We may do a Survivor tier list. We might not. Let us know what you think about the killers in the comments, and maybe we'll respond. Maybe we won't. Anyway.
Welcome to our sponsor, Wraith, barely being better than Legion.
Welcome to our sponsor. I've been catching these fucking hands.
Okay.
I can't believe we put Pig above above
That's the
Legion. Well, okay, Pig is above Legion. Well,
Fucked a long neck bitch on a yacht. Told me back in the pad she give me top. Said she love a man who get into his guap. I let her eat the nut before I told her that I'm not. At the crib I got pizza in a 2-stack. Apartment smile like I'm owning quite a few cats. Money in my wallet, I got like 32 in cash. Zelda on the 64, want a Super Smash. She like, don't be playing games with me, you stupid.